Hello and welcome. This is a lesson on physical and chemical changes. Get ready to learn. We have two things going on here. We have an icicle melting and a candle burning. These are more different than you might think. Things change all the time. Ice melts and candles burn. Now, physical and chemical changes. Why is this important? Well, things change in different ways. In a physical change, changes the way they look or the way they feel, but it doesn't change the materials themselves. Nothing new is made. It might look different, but it isn't. Now, in a chemical change, they rearrange their atoms in a chemical reaction to make something new. See, when you break a glass, you still have glass. However, when you combine these atoms in different ways, you come up with different things. Did you know? Chemistry, the study of matter and the changes it undergoes. Physical properties. Melting ice changes the physical property. You still have H2O, water. It just is in a different form. You have nothing new. Chemical properties. Reforming atoms into a new substance. When the wax melts, turns into a gas, and then the gas is ignited, different things are made. You can't get wax back out of this flame. Okay, we've got a couple different things going on. These are ways to identify. Well, let me read it. Matter is identified by several physical properties. Probably guess what this one is. Things smell differently. We can identify them as a smell, a color, physical property. How hot is it? State, gas, liquid, or solid. These are ways we identify them. In language arts, think of them as adjectives. Volume, their mass, their density, which is the mass and volume combined. Their texture. These are ways we physically identify things. We have icebergs. We have water. Vapor. This is a physical change because you start out with water, you end up with water. You just add or take away heat. You have ice. It's in a solid form, water, in an iceberg. Water is a liquid at room temperature. And it's also a vapor. Now, a little trouble finding a picture of an invisible vapor. So here's one where, like a cold glass of iced tea or a cold window, it condenses. It goes from a vapor to a liquid. So ice undergoes 3 different physical changes, and it can go back and forth all day. And you're still starting with water and you end with water. Physical change. And it's repeatable. You can do it over and over and over. You can go from water to ice to water to vapor to water to ice. We see physical changes in water all the time. Whatever the state, solid, liquid, or gas, it's still water. You can see this on a planet scale. The water evaporates, condenses, precipitates. So you have liquid, gas, liquid, solid sometimes, snow, sleet. Liquid again. It's the water cycle. It's a physical change. Now, chemical changes. New products are created from the reaction. They're usually not reversible. In other words, you can't go back and forth all day like you can with a physical change like water. New products, what you're left with, are chemically different than the original. The reactants, the things that react. Now, a chemical reaction property, one substance is turned into another by rearranging the atoms. It's sometimes reversible, but it's a lot harder because a new substance is formed. I don't know that you can get these fireworks back into the tube. Here's the role of energy. It's always involved in either a physical or a chemical change. Otherwise, there'd be no change. Things would just sit there. Thermal energy we call heat. By the way, there is no such thing as cold. Cold, we refer to, is simply the lack of heat. So thermal energy is heat. We have electrical energy also. Think lightning. Chemical energy, when things react. Mechanical energy. Rub your hands together. It's going to get warm. And nuclear energy, when you break the nucleus of a uranium atom apart, you get a lot of energy out of that. So why is this important? Things change in different ways. Physical change, the way they look and feel, but nothing new is made. Chemical change, you rearrange their atoms, make something new. So it's important to understand what is a physical change and what is a chemical change so that you don't make any mistakes. And there's your lesson on physical and chemical changes.